All right, so Real Broker. Who are we? What are we doing? And how are we doing it? That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today in the 8 ways that you can earn income at Real Broker and why I truly believe they are revolutionizing the real estate industry. What's up, guys? My name is Dylan Hernandez, Marine Corps veteran turned real estate professional, and I help my clients and other agents navigate the real estate industry. And today we're talking about Real Broker. So let's get into it. First things first, most agents, what they're worried about is the fees. What are the fees? What are the fees on those fees? What are those fees? I get it. In most brokerages, you feel like you're paying all these different fees on top of fees, and you're not really getting anything in return aside from maybe some training here and there. And that's where Real Broker is different. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on that later. All right, so when it comes to fees, the first thing you're going to pay is the $249 onboarding fee. Now, what do you get with this fee? You're already getting a ton of value because with $249, that gets you access to Rezen, which is Real's overall technology platform that connects everything Real into one. And in that, you're also getting access to Real Academy, which has thousands of hours of training from top realtors that you can learn from that have grown multi-million-dollar businesses. So I don't know about you, but a $249 starting fee is pretty small in comparison to the value you're getting. So that's the first fee. Next is going to be your split. So with Real, it's an 85-15 split. So 85% going to you, 15 going to the brokerage until you pay a $12,000 cap. Now, the only way that's different is if you are with a team, which you're at half cap, or if you're on a mega team, you're on a quarter cap. But with that being said, you're probably wondering, well, okay, well, what are the monthly fees? Well, that's another way where Real is different. Because it is a cloud-based brokerage, they don't have any monthly fees. So you don't pay anything unless you are closing deals. So with that, you don't have any monthly fees. However, there is a $750 yearly fee that is taken out of your first 3 transactions. So again, you only pay $750 total a year when it comes to brokerage fees. And you're only paying that if you're doing deals. Now, once you've hit that $12,000 cap, then you're getting 100% of your commission, which is great. And all you have to pay from there is a $285 transaction fee and a $30 BEOP fee, which is your errors and omissions, brokerage reviews, and so on and so forth. And you can also do up to 3 personal transactions a year at Real, and all you're paying on that is a $250 transaction fee. So overall, the fees when it comes to Real is very, very low, especially in comparison to all the value you're getting with Real as a whole. So you only pay that $285 transaction fee until you hit that elite status, which then it reduces. So second way to earn additional income at Real is they have a pre-cap stock purchasing plan. So with this plan, you can put 5% of your commissions paying to company stock. They'll give you an additional 10% in stock bonus. Again, just for doing your job, the company is offering you an additional way to make additional funds and ultimately receiving some of that money that you're paying to the company in your cap. Now next, you have a stock award for capping. So if you're keeping up with it, this is the third way you can make money. Now when you cap, so essentially doing your job and being productive in real estate, you're at a full cap, you're getting 150 shares in company stock just for doing your job. Again, this does have a vesting period, but again, you're just doing your job here and they're giving you money back in return in company stock. So that's one of those things that you don't see very often in other brokerages. Now, the fourth way of making money is you have a post-cap stock purchasing plan. Now this, you can choose up to 10% of your commissions to be paid out in stock, where Real will pay you a 20% bonus on that 10% that you're putting in company stock. Now next, you've got the Elite Agent Program, which I've talked about, which I mentioned earlier when it came to those monthly fees. So how do you hit Elite Agent? So with Elite Agent, you hit your cap, which is roughly about $80,000 in GCI, and then you pay up to $6,000 in post-cap transaction fees, and then you will get an additional $16,000 in company stock. So if you're keeping track, you not only have pre-cap stock purchasing plans, you have post-cap stock purchasing plans, and now for hitting Elite Agent, you get $16,000 in company stock, which is one of the things I love about Real because they are so focused on giving back to their agents and growing a platform that agents ultimately don't want to leave. Now, again, if you're in one of those areas where hitting a lot of volume in regards to transaction numbers isn't very prevalent, then you have an option to, if you're making over $500,000 in GCI and you're doing over $1 million in production per transaction, and you hit 10 transactions over $1 million, then that is another option that you can hit that Elite Agent status. But wait, there's more. So you also have the Elite Agent Culture Award, where you can be teaching monthly at Real Academy, so you're giving back, or you're giving back to the real estate agent community, or you're giving back to your local community. And REAL will give you an additional $8,000 because we ultimately want to ensure that not only are we producing top level agents, but we're also producing agents who are willing to give back and just have a culture of community and helping others, whether it's in the real estate industry or beyond the real estate industry, which to me, I think is really awesome because ultimately a lot of people come to REAL because of the technology and everything they offer, but they truly stay at REAL because of the culture that we have here. Now, you have an additional way of making money here. Yes, it keeps going, and that is for attracting other agents and them producing. So if you have an agent that comes into the company and they continue to produce, then you can get an additional 75 shares for their first transaction. So again, this isn't money that you're taking away from that agent. This is money that the company is giving you in company stock for attracting agents who are growing the company and therefore growing your company stock as well because you have ownership in the company. So as you can see, everyone is vested in helping each other grow because as you grow, the company grows and everybody gets taken care of. Now, we've talked about your caps, your fees, company stock awards, and ways to grow your income just in company stock. Now we've got the revenue share side of things, which I know some of you might be saying, oh, revenue share. Well, that's all these cloud-based brokers talk about, and all they want to do is attract. Well, here's the thing. When you talk about your average real estate company, you're going to have at least one person that's all their job is to attract. And maybe that might be how you got attracted to your brokerage, is you had someone like a team leader or a broker that reached out to you and told you all the great things about their company and gave you incentives for you to go there. Well, this is where REAL makes it different because not only do the agents have the power to help bring other people in, but the company is willing to give part of the revenue. Instead of paying one person to attract someone, and we give the power to the agents to show, look, this is what REAL has done for us, and this is what they can do for you. And because it's coming from an agent who's experiencing it, not just a team lead who's getting paid to talk about it, you can truly understand the value that's coming into this company. That's one of the biggest differences, I believe, that separates REAL from the other cloud-based brokerages and revenue share-based brokerages, is your experience at REAL is not dictated based on who brings you to the company, because REAL will not allow you to give one experience to someone who joins you. Whatever you offer them, you have to offer to everybody, because ultimately we believe with one community, one REAL, where we is better than me. So now here are some of the things that I think is unique about REAL versus some of the other cloud-based brokerages is with REAL, you have a co-sponsored revenue share model. So what that means is if I have an agent, maybe you, who is in an area that's not where I'm around, but maybe you found REAL because you saw my video, then you can reach out to me. I would be happy to partner with you here at REAL, but at the same time, I can find someone who's closer to you and we can do a co-sponsorship. So not only are you and I partnering, but I'm helping you partner with someone that's closer to you so you can get plugged in to your local community with REAL. So that's something I think is really unique. And some other brokerages might say, well, yes, your revenue share gets diluted because it gets split up. But at the same time, when you're not in it just purely for revenue share, now two people have the opportunity to help you. Whereas before it was just one. So I don't know about you, but having a little bit of a percentage is better than having nothing. So I don't know. Now, another thing with REAL is they have a willable revenue share. With REAL's revenue share, you'll offer the ability to provide your loved ones by designating a beneficiary to receive that revenue share in the case that you pass away. So in the unfortunate event, if you pass away, but you've grown this huge organization that has a large revenue share that has helped put the food on the table for you and your family, you can will that to a beneficiary. And yet another difference from us is we have the REAL retirement program. Now, this is something that I think is great because one thing I've noticed in the real estate industry is you see a lot of agents who really never leave the industry because they never plan for retirement. Well, that's one of the many ways that REAL is different is we have a retirement program. So this is with agents who've been producing for at least a minimum of 3 years and maintain an active license. You can continue to collect at least 60% of your monthly revenue share payments after you're no longer representing clients. So this is something that I think is unique because again, if you've grown this organization, you've been in the real estate industry for 20, 30 years, you have a lot of agents who came and joined you at the fastest growing brokerage in the world, and now you're ready to retire, now you have that opportunity to retire, which is different than most brokerages because if you ask them what the retirement plan is, they'll tell you, well, it's whatever you want to do. Whereas with REAL, we have an opportunity for it. Now here's a couple other items that some people just don't know about, and that REAL keeps everything in-house. So we have our own signature platform called REAL Signature. We have our own education platform, which is REAL Academy. And now we have REAL Wallet, which is something that to me is revolutionizing the real estate industry because we're not only the first to do it, I wouldn't be surprised if we're the only one that actually is able to do it because of all the loops that it takes to get through to do this. Because this has been 3 years in the making that we came out with Real Wallet. And that's just the beginning of it. There's a lot of talk with CPA items and tax items that can help agents where you're not worrying about taxes at the end of the year and so on and so forth. So I'm super excited to see what Real has to offer in the future. Now, on top of that, you've got the Real consumer app. Now, this is going to be different than other apps because instead of your average consumer app that every brokerage has that no client uses, Real is going to be utilizing their AI platform, Leo, in order to talk with your clients, which will be your co-pilot in a transaction. So when you're not available, your co-pilot, Leo, will be able to help answer your clients' questions on your behalf when you're not available. That's just something to me is invaluable in a transaction because there's a lot of times where you might be at appointments or you might be doing something with your family and you might not be able to answer that client at that moment. And all it takes is a quick text to your co-pilot and they get their questions answered. And that's not even going into all the rest of the technology that Real has. So with Real, they have their Reason platform, which connects with everything Real. So instead of having one login for this and one login for that, and everything is separate, and you have to remember all these passwords, everything is logged in by one platform, one Reason, because we are ultimately one Real. So that's all I've got for this video, but if you want to know more about any of these topics, leave a comment below on what you want to learn more about, and I'll delve into it even more in depth. But if you already know, I want to join Real and I want to partner with Dylan, hit the link in the comment section below and we can partner together. But if you want to know more, there's also a Calendly link that you can book a call and we can look in your business and see how Real can help you. So until next time, work hard, be kind, and keep grinding. Have a good one. God bless.